This is sports stuff, betting stuff,
Ciao.
talking about gold pants.
Gold pants.
We had a brief conversation before we got started that if Jim ever was gifted, found in a pawn shop, was able to come across a pair, not a pair, the gold pants charm, not to confuse this with an actual pair of pants, that Ohio State players receive when they beat Michigan. Jim would do what with those? With
Never take
that?
them off. Never. I would have an obsession with them.
What would it be a necklace charm? Would you put it on your wrist? Would it be like an ankle thing?
It would be a necklace charm
Would
for
it be a
sure.
cock ring?
I mean, a cock ring would be awesome too.
That
Don't
would
get it
be
twisted.
exciting.
Uh, Maybe for only one or two people, but it would be exciting.
It would be up there.
No
It
pun
would be
intended.
up there.
No pun intended.
Yay.
This is Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, number one sports betting podcast coming out of Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I am the original degenerate and your host, Muff.
Hello, Muff.
Howdy, folks.
I'm on.
Joined alongside the Ohio Homer, the Ohio Degenerate, and the wishful owner of Gold Pants Charm, Jim.
Hello. I'm
And
going full tilt Ohio Homer too.
You really are going full tilt Ohio Homer right now.
Very red.
Very red.
You have red facial hair. You have red hair. You have a red hat.
Red shirt, red cup.
Is it a cup or is that what would we call this?
It's a
Yeti.
Yeti tumbler.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we would put that in the tumbler category.
I think that's how they sell it. Tumbler.
All right.
It might be a Rambler. Yeti is.
That's true. The Yeti, yes, they have ramblers.
Yeah.
What is that? Like the thing between like the wine thing and the tumbler?
It's the thing between their big Yeti. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I'm looking at the website now. So it's like, I don't know. I have no idea how they classify their drinks. Now I'm perplexed.
They use like Starbucks terms.
No, Starbucks terms are. Don't get me started on Starbucks terms.
I mean, they're pretty commonsensical.
No, they're not.
Venti.
What's a venti, Muff?
I don't know what that
You,
means.
I feel like you shop at Starbucks. Like you are a Starbucks guy.
20 ounces.
Can confirm he does.
You are a Starbucks guy.
Venti means 20, Jim.
Okay, then what's the next size up? I honestly don't pay attention.
I don't know. I don't get anything. Oh,
you only get a venti.
There's grande, which is large.
Uh-huh.
And then what's the other one? Also things I don't. I go big or I go guys.
I say small, medium, large when I go.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything but that.
I don't know what the small size is. Grande, I think, is like the second largest. And grande means large. Venti means 20. I don't know what the other one is. Got learned today, boys. You got learned today. And last but certainly not least, the medical degenerate, the West Virginia Mountaineers Homer, Alex.
That's me.
Now that we know the players, we can chat about the things. As always, our exclusive betting app, I think, for everybody on here, maybe some of us, maybe not all of us, is FanDuel.
FanDuel. See, Jim's slowly coming back.
I mean, I'm strictly Caesars for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caesars got this bonus that I'm hitting on. They just keep giving me bonus bets.
I guess if you're hitting for it right now.
Are you hitting the bonus bets or bets? Or you just
I'm hitting them. I'm up like $100. So thank you, Caesars.
Time to cash that out and go back to FanDuel.
Yeah, FanDuel.
I'm going to. I'm headed that direction. Trust me.
Now that you know the error of your ways when betting.
Oh yeah, but the other part of it is like their form, like, and this is what Noah brought up. Like the format of their app is not great. Sorry, Caesars. I'm still using you. But like FanDuel has the best betting format.
Best interface.
Yeah. Also, Yeti only sells Ramblers. And the bigger they get, they're still Ramblers.
So it's a design then.
Yeah.
It's not how big it is, it's the general design.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that.
It's not the size, It's
it's the shape.
yeah.
Yes. They're
Got it.
all, unless they're plastic, at which point they call them yonders.
I didn't
So
even know
listen,
plastic.
you just gave me shit about like the Starbucks
I,
stuff. How do we come up
buddy,
with these names?
I have no idea. And I think the plastic thing's new.
Okay. Is it, what do you mean? It's like a solo cup plastic or
It's like not solo cut plastic, like hard plastic. So you got the stainless steel and then you got the hard plastic.
like a stadium cup?
Harder than that, I
I
think.
mean, like that, but that's a type of
Yes.
okay. All right.
Baffle.
Yonders.
Yonders
Yonders.
and ramblers.
All right. We also have to introduce our totems, our tokens, our items of good luck. We'll start with Jim.
Got a new Ohio State hat with the Ohio State flag on the bill.
It's like the
It's
Puerto
very
Rican
cool.
flag.
It's very cool.
Very pumped about this hat.
I honestly, I mean, not if you would have told me, I would have said I would guess like Puerto Rico.
Yeah, the Ohio State's flag has an issue with that. I understand. I
But
understand.
context clues told me it was Ohio.
But not Haitian.
He doesn't
This
eat
is
your
not
pets.
this is not a political podcast.
Okay.
Just
I take
saying.
it back then. He might eat your pets.
All right, Alex.
Follow that, buddy.
Mind trouble already. We made it like 5 minutes. Got it. My token is the tie-dye Obi golf cat that was my grandfather's. And I'm glad that I had a winning record this week, so I don't have to
Get
switch.
rid, ditch the hat.
I don't think I would have. I don't think I can. I think this is a ride or die for the season.
The Yeti Dog Bowl is named Boomer.
Wait,
It's kind of cool.
the Yeti Dog Bowl.
There's a Yeti Dog Bowl.
Are there multiple? Is there like Boomer, and then is there Uga and
No, Muff. Remember, they name the thing, and the size doesn't matter.
yeah, but there could be different designs.
No, this is the Dog Bowl, Muff.
Okay, I just want to see.
That's fair. That's
All right.
fair.
So my item of good luck has been my sports stuff with Jim and Muff hat, but I
Uh-oh.
came across a replacement that will please Alex. I am
Uh-oh.
100% sure. It is a new hat that I got for $1 at Topper Thrift at West Liberty University. It is a
Whoa.
West Virginia Mountaineers.
Look at that.
It's almost like a train conductor type hat.
I was just gonna say that's like an old school like baseball hat.
It's even got
I don't know if
WV
I'm
on
okay with
the
this.
on the
Oh,
bottom of
look,
the
look
bill.
at the Wonder
Look
Bill
at this
thing.
guy.
Wow.
I don't know who thought this was a good idea to donate, but I thought it was
They
a
were-
fantastic idea to purchase.
I love it. Look at you, Muff.
Everything was $1.
You look good. Never looked better, honestly.
Can wear this with
I
my
feel like you taking him to Morgantown and getting him these tickets,
You're welcome.
you're converting him.
You're welcome.
I need to get another jersey though. Can't keep wearing my Pat McAfee jersey.
Yeah, you did get kind of harassed on the way in.
I did. No lie, I did. We didn't even talk about this. I had a guy. I don't even know like how. Initially, it just started out as what I thought was a conversation, and then I realized he was trying to like give me shit. But it was another WVU fan, so I don't really know where he was going with it.
I don't either. I was very confused. I like stopped listening, and then I was like, "Wait, he's still talking."
Yeah, he just like kept talking to me, and then at one point he asked me how old I was to realize if I had like the true context of Pat McAfee and Morgantown, and I was like, "Yeah, gave him my age." I was like, yeah, "He and I are about the same age." He's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Oh, I'm just giving you shit, man." He's like, "Come out here," and I was like, "All right, have a good day, buddy." It
That's
was
a
an
West
odd
Virginia fan.
exchange. It was just an odd exchange that I did not expect
We
walking
picked him
in.
up like at his tailgate, and he just like went in the game with us.
That
Yeah.
is a WVU fan to a T. Like,
He's a little tipsy.
we're here to support you, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I
And
love
at
you
one
all.
point I thought he was trying to say that I looked like Pat McAfee and I had the jersey on. And then
I know.
he asked me like if I had injuries. Like as
Yeah,
if
that was weird. I didn't understand, so I was trying to just ignore and hope you would diffuse the situation, which you did.
he wasn't angry with me. He was just
No,
asking
no,
questions
but
that
just
did
like
not seem to add up. So I told him, "Oh yeah, my hip flexor's bad. I got bad knees from kicking off that plant leg." And he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, I answered the way he wanted me to."
he's like, sorry for giving you shit, man. I'm just teasing and messing around. We also got called mother effers.
Did we?
in a good way. That was a weird situation as well.
I don't even remember this.
At the bar before when we were picking up the food.
Oh
And he was
yeah,
like,
we met
"Nice to meet you, motherfuckers."
we met a good old boy.
Yeah. He said, "Good to meet you, motherfuckers." And we're like, "Yeah,
Like that was
you
literally the
too?"
first thing he said to us as we walked in.
We were like,
So confusing.
that was weird. I'll give you that.
And then this is another situation where I engaged and had the conversation while Alex was kind of just standing there observing.
Hoping that Dad would diffuse the situation. I was like, I feel like you're looking for a more adult, so here's Mom.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
Do you have any situations with your game, Jim?
About us.
I caused the situations.
Wow, you
I'm
did,
not
I
even a
guess
little
with
bit surprised.
Marshall stuff.
Yeah. The Ohio State fans were booing Marshall, and I was like, no, don't boo Marshall. I also, when the stadium got empty, I don't know if I told you guys, the stadium was empty, like with 2 minutes left. And like I yelled so loud, "Hey Ryan Day, we're supposed to cover. I have money on this." That like I could be heard. Like I was very loud. But other than that, no, we were straight.
Did anybody on the sideline look at you, or was it just people in the
I got
stands?
looks. Like the party I was with was like, "Hey, they're looking at you." I was like, "I don't care. We got to cover." It was a thing.
Did you say we need to be a great team this week?
I did. I actually did. It's like, "Great teams cover, coach. Let's go."
All right. Speaking of great teams and covering, let's get into last week's recap. We will go. I mean, the worst to first is not a bad thing this week because we all had winning records.
I ain't mad about it.
So we'll just go straight down the line. We'll start with me. I went 3-2 for the week to bring my overall mark to 11-10. My wins were Kansas WVU over. Thank you, weather delay in the fourth quarter. Chargers at Steelers under 35.5 was a win, and Ravens Cowboys over 48.5 to offset my losses, which were the Bucks not covering, not even winning 6.5, and the Tennessee Oklahoma over 56.5, which Oklahoma's offense is doggy doo doo.
All right. Am I next in the list? Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
we'll go straight down.
I had a good college day, minus Boston College losing or not covering the spread. They only won by 4, so I lost that. At Boston College 6.5. But Rutgers, I won that. Rutgers plus 3.5. Tennessee beating Oklahoma. Ole Miss beating Georgia Southern.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ole Miss with the covering the 34.5. Arkansas, love them. One of my bonus bets. Plus the points, plus 3.5. And then the NFL, I took a shit. Texans didn't even show up, got the brakes beat off of them. And the depleted, which I did not know, depleted 49ers did not do well.
Even more so now, Christian McCaffrey is seeking consult from Germany.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So Jim was 4-3 for the week, 13-14 overall. Alex?
I was 4-3. I started off 4-0. My last favorite losses, which kind of hurts because I was getting a little jazzed about it. After last week's 0 and whatever I said 0-6, I was hoping I could bounce back. But I did. We're okay. I had Florida minus 6.5 at Mississippi State, which was a win. I think they won by 2 touchdowns. Arkansas over Auburn plus 3.5. They won. Tennessee minus 7.5 at Oklahoma, covered pretty easily. Oregon State minus 5.5 versus Purdue, covered pretty easily. And then where things went to shit, where Kansas State minus 6.5 at BYU. BYU trounced them. The Eagles at the Saints minus 2.5 was a loss, and the Buccaneers minus 6.5 versus the Broncos was also a loss. So NFL didn't get a win this week, but went 4-1 in college world. So see how we go from here. That brings my overall record to 10-13.
Nice. Which brings us to our specialty picks first in the Mike All Stop Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Kapow, pow, pow.
Ow. Sorry, I don't know what happened. My mind, brain freeze.
We got a win as Tennessee covered 7.5. taking on Oklahoma, bringing the hit stick pick to 2-2 for the season.
We'll take it.
In the Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week,
Get out of
Get
here.
out of here.
you guys are just both gonna copy each
Yeah,
other now.
yeah, it's fine.
Arkansas is a winner as the moneyline dog traveling to Auburn, which brings the risky pick to 2-2 as well for the year. Back on the right side of it, boys. Back on the right side.
Good, looking good.
And in the sell the nutting team Bob parlay,
Ah,
Alex.
I was just waiting. Wait, see, someone was doing separate. I did it. I did my noise.
Oh, did you? I thought that was. I just heard Jim.
You want me to do it
Sorry.
again? Ah.
Yeah, you got covered up with Jim in my headset here.
Sorry.
We lose. The only pick that won was the hit stick pick, which was Tennessee to cover. I believe I had Tennessee Oklahoma over, which lost. Jim was the Boston College -6.5,
fucking
which
Boston
lost.
College.
And I believe Alex had the Saints in there. Minus
I'm
two
real
and a
upset
half.
with the Boston College fan base. That was a
Because
red bandana game,
Mhm.
and I understand it was cold, unusually cold, and I think it was even like might be snowing, but like show out for the game. Just show out. Come on.
Especially that game.
Yeah, like come on. What are
Yeah,
you doing?
that would be like Iowa saying, we're not only going to wave to the kids in the hospital, we're actually going to like bring the hospital to the game.
It was bad.
And then the fans
Bad
like
form.
just like, bah, it's cold in
And not show
Iowa.
up. We're just not
Right.
going to show up.
All
Bad form.
right. Let us start this week in the NFL. Starting in Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. Cowboys at Giants. Cowboys favored by 5.5, over under 45.5. If there was, I mean, there have been times in the past. If there's ever a time that I would do it, this would be it.
FanDuel is shoving the promos down my throat. I don't know about you guys there.
Yeah, they give you a bunch of they give me like a $10 up to $10 I think risk free parlay.
Yep. I got the no
Yeah,
sweaters. I got some upticks on the odds. I got a lot.
check your microphone, Jim.
Uh-oh. You got me?
Yep, better now.
We got you. It was just kind of weird for a second.
Yeah,
My B.
it got tinny, I'll say. Yeah, if I was gonna mess with this, which I'm not, I would take the Cowboys cover. They have to bounce back at some point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is a prime candidate for Michael Parsons to just rip his head off.
This is Michael Parsons' last shot at my fantasy team. I'll tell you that much. He either steps it up or he's stepping it out.
Okay. We know
You
if we
tell
want,
them.
we know if we want to trade. Sunday football starts with the Bengals at the Panthers. Bengals favored by 4.5, over under 47.5. Bengals are 0-3. They have looked bad. I agree. They have looked bad. Panthers obviously bounced back last week with Andy Dalton at the helm. Does that translate to this game? I don't know. This is kind of like the revenge game, right? This could be an Andy Dalton revenge game if he wants to think of it that way. I'm going to stay away from it just because this could just as easily be the Panthers just putting the nail in the Bengals' coffin early.
You think that yes, it could be the Panthers putting the nail in the coffin, but I lean more towards the Panthers with Andy Dalton was a fluke. And the Bengals
Well, Theon's hurt, or
Thielen, yeah, Adam Thielen is hurt. You're right.
and Jamar Chase kind of came on I mean, he had 2 touchdowns last week.
He also dropped some
We've
balls at
seen
the
a
end of the
little.
game.
I think that this is where if they're gonna find a stride, this is where they have to. Like this is the game. Otherwise, we're playing for next year.
Yeah. So I'm going to stay away from all of this just because who the hell knows what's going to happen. Next week, the Broncos at the Jets. Jets favored by 7.5, over under 39.5. 20.
I stay away from this game.
All I see is dollar. That's the fates telling me go with the Jets, I think.
What was that?
All I see is dollar signs.
Yeah, I understand that's what it said, but what is that?
Look what did they just make a new sound machine?
Is this your new coin?
It was my phone. It was my phone.
Got it.
So that's not your new coin?
No,
It's not how you make decisions anymore
no,
now.
that would be awesome.
Um, yeah, I would lean towards the Jets, but 7.5.
It is large.
Broncos. I'm not saying that I think Bo Nix is gonna play out again, but this could be just another one of those ball control games that's within a touchdown just because. It's a low line. Everything about this just screams like 17-10 game somehow.
Okay.
Next,
I'm
Saints
leaning. That's a leaner for me. I'll say that much.
leaning Jets.
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you get some crystals?
I haven't.
Did you
I
drink
might.
some? Did you drink some tea?
Yeah. You're feeling kind of Rogery.
Okay. Next to the Saints at the Falcons. Falcons favored by 2.5 over under 42.5.
I'm staying away.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your face?
The Saints got me messed up after last week.
Yeah, I agree. And the Falcons honestly have looked pretty good.
They're just competitive. I just think they're going to be
That's
one
what
of
I
those
mean.
teams
Like
that's in most games.
yeah, the Saints kind of took a step back last week, obviously, and the Falcons have made games out of things. So I stay away.
Yeah. Like I can see the Falcons only winning like 6-7 games, but all of their losses are by, 6 or less points.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I'm with you.
Next, Vikings at the Packers. Packers minus 2.5 over under 43.5. I think Malik Willis is still slated to start this game. Sam Darnold is questionable.
Kind of like
Um,
the Packers here, but
Malik Willis is still such a wild card to me.
yeah, he
Is
did look
is
good
Love
though.
not coming back for this game?
I think
I know they were pushing him.
I think he's questionable. But I think after what Malik Willis did last week, I think they're willing to maybe give him another week to recover.
Got it.
Like
So
they don't need him back desperately enough to risk an
correct.
unfull recovery.
Yeah, Malik Willis got them a win, which is probably more than they expected. Well, 2 wins actually, right?
He looked good last week, honestly. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like they're willing to roll the dice a little bit more with Malik Willis as long as things are going well. Not rush Jordan Love back. But that being said, I am gonna stay away. Yeah. Jags at Texans. Texans favored by 6.5. Over under 45.5. Our resident Texans fan, Jim.
Hank Dell didn't practice the last 2 days. Jags secondary is leaky. I feel like they have Diggs. I feel like Stroud is one of those guys that needs and probably will bounce back from that loss to the Vikings. I'm gonna take the Texans.
I'm on the Texans, I think, as well.
I am on the Texans.
Yeah.
We may have just found something, boys. May have just found it. Next, Steelers at the Colts. The Steelers favored by 1.5. Over under 39.5. As the confidence continues to grow in the Steel City around Justin Fields, and less chatter about what is happening with Russ Wilson.
I'm worried about this one. I love you, Yinzers, but I'm worried about this one.
At this point, at any point, Anthony Richardson could have a day.
I'm afraid the wheels might fall off on this one.
I don't think the wheels are going to fall off.
Too much hype.
The defense is too good for the wheels to fall off, but Anthony Richardson could put together a couple big plays that are the difference in this game.
Yeah, I won't be betting on this game, but
Yeah.
I'm staying away because I think the Colts win this one. I think the Storms are going to collide here.
What's the other side of the storm?
I think the Steelers are running a nice little hype train. I think it's good. They got Uncle Mo behind them, and the Colts are due for one. And I don't like that. I think it's a perfect storm for the Yinzers to get caught. I don't want them to get caught. Don't get it twisted.
That's the first game they've been favored, right, Alex?
Yeah.
So Tides are turning, at least in the sports books, that they're at
That-
least favoring the Steelers.
Well, yeah, because I've taken a money line the last 2 weeks on like a last second decision
Mm-hmm.
and hit both weeks. So
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away on this one. I mean, if you had to push me to something, I just take Steelers money line. It's a short enough line that I'm okay with that. And maybe the over. I don't think the Colts defense is anything to to write home about, and the Steelers defense, like I said, could get caught by Anthony Richardson on a couple big plays.
You know what? I like the over there. I like the over there.
Let's go with it. Next, we have the Rams at the Bears. The Bears favored by 2.5 over under 40.5.
Ooh, Bears.
I mean, I get that the Rams are without Cooper Kupp, without Puka Nacua. I feel like there's probably somebody else that's injured on their team. Matthew Stafford is usually perpetually injured. But what have the Bears shown us to be favored in this game?
I'm telling you, growth. Growth.
I had a dream that the Bears scored 100 points.
Then you realize they were playing basketball.
I don't. It was just weird. They were at 99, and it was like they were driving down the field ready to score. I was watching football in my dreams, and it's a great dream.
Who are they playing?
I don't remember. I just remember saying, "Holy shit, the Bears have 99 points," and they were driving, and like they were already in field goal range. Everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna get it," and then I woke up.
Maybe we should take the over, Jim.
I'm just saying. I don't know if you believe in dream
I'm not
interpretation.
going to bet on a Bears game all year.
Oh, boy.
Out of principle?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from this one. Too much unpredictable here for me. Eagles at Bucks. Eagles favored by 2.5 over under 44.5.
I don't like
I
this
got
game.
burnt by kind of both teams in a way last week, so something is there's a red flag here for me.
Yeah, I would love.
Alex?
What?
What
There's a
the
red
hell
flag.
did
It
you
says,
just
"Stop
do?
what you're doing, Alex."
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from this one too. Patriots at 49ers. 49ers favored by 10.5 over under 40.5. Debo
Patriots
Samuel.
plus the points?
Is Debo Samuel coming back?
I don't know.
George Kittle might be coming back. Like they may start to get some weapons, and Brock Purdy's still putting up numbers and still able to lead that offense. And the Patriots don't have much of an offense. They have Jacoby Brissett, who manages games, and I think the 49ers easily win. I just don't know if they win by
I know.
more than 10. So for that reason, I'm gonna stay away.
Okay.
Commanders
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum,
Bum.
bum.
at the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 3.5. 50.5 is the point line.
I don't really
I
care
feel like
about this
this.
game.
I feel like this line was probably opened more in favor of the Cardinals.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
on you to pull a trigger on the Cardinals.
We've bypassed that time. It's
So
like,
you're just gonna you're done with them.
I'm not done with them. I'm just not. I'm not seeking them out at this
You haven't
point.
loved their spots yet.
Have not loved their spots yet. If there was one that I would like, it would be this one, and it would probably be more so not on a line, but on the over under. I can see buckets of points in this game.
Buckets
Okay.
of points.
Buckets of points.
I mean,
Buckets.
running the quarterbacks can run.
This is the highest line of the week.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're already projecting points. I think this could be like a 31-28 game. I just don't know how confident I am in Jaden Daniels to do what he did 2 weeks in a row just yet. Possibility is there. I do not have the confidence to pull the trigger on this one.
There.
The Browns at the Raiders. Raiders favored by 1.5 over under 37.5.
That's kind of like the poop teams bowl in my mind.
Yeah, I don't see the Browns winning this one, but I'm not going to put money on it.
Zero confidence in the Raiders playing against a shite Browns team.
But it's at the Raiders.
I would have expected that to be like a 3+ 3 point line. One
Mm,
and a half, we're getting close to pick'em territory.
you're
For
not
all of
wrong.
that, I'm staying away. I have no desire to watch this game, want to know what's going on in this game. Just move move along. Let's watch the primetime matchup, not the primetime, but the marquee matchup of the afternoon slate. Chiefs at Chargers. Chiefs favored by 7.5, over under 39.5. Justin Herbert, questionable, I think,
Very questionable.
is the
Yeah, because
word.
they were talking about how the Chargers have a bye next week. So if they said him, he would get 2 weeks off to recover. So I think that's heavy in consideration here.
Yeah.
Chiefs continue to get some hate from the media at large, the national media at large, about how they're winning games, but they're winning. And if Justin Herbert's not playing, you may as well just chalk up another W.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I do kind of agree.
This will be a late throw my money at if I feel good.
Yeah, this is tough to make a definitive statement now.
Yep.
So I'm gonna stay away. Sunday night football, Bills at the Ravens. The Ravens favored by 2.5, over under 46.5.
I almost want to take Bills plus the points.
I like the Bills here.
I love the over.
Yeah.
Like enough to say putting it in.
That's how he's gonna catch up with us. I don't know if you caught on last week. His over under game is
He's pretty good on that.
that's where he's gonna get us.
Sunday night prime time. The Bills have just been on fire on offense. The Ravens have the ability to put off those big plays. Um, just let's just see a good prime time Sunday night matchup. I'm in. Just pump it into my veins, boys. Pump it in.
Whoop it. Oh,
Pump it. Other thoughts?
I mean, I argue Bills money line should be a consideration later on, but
That's fair.
No issues from this guy. Monday night football. Titans at Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 1.5, over under 36.5. Alex, this might be the poop bowl.
yeah, that's true. The poor Dolphins are really and it's on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah,
This
why
would be
didn't we pivot this one?
I don't think they don't start pivoting until later in the season.
Okay.
And I don't think they can. I don't know if they can sub out Monday night games. I think it's just Sunday night.
They should be allowed us about anything.
Pivot.
But we do have the Seahawks at the Lions also on Monday night. Lions favored by 3.5, over under 46.5, with 2-2-1 teams.
That'll be the game I'm much more interested in watching.
Same.
I feel like I'm not alone in saying that.
Alex, can you in good faith bet on either side?
No, I can't. Because I was like,
What
before I
week is
realized
this?
Week four. Week
4.
four.
Because
So
before
4 weeks in a row now.
so before I realized who the Lions were playing, I was like, all right, you know what? This is the week I'm gonna start riding with my guys. And then I was like, this is in direct conflict to like the whole supporting Gino thing. Just can't do it.
Week 4.
If I did it, it would not be a spite pick, but it would be a pick out of pressure. And especially with it being the Seahawks, I don't feel like I can succumb to Jim's pressure on this one.
It's not pressure. I'm just stating facts. Week 4.
I haven't even looked to see how often they would
At
have.
what point do we lose they are our guys? Like when do
I
we
mean, they can be my guys without me betting on them.
Muff verdict?
This is your two thing. I was never on this.
But Muff, you can say like if we were like, oh, we've been fans.
You guys were not fans. You were betting fans. That's different than being a fan of the team. You're a fan of the opportunity to win money off of what they were doing.
Okay.
I still want
You were
them.
betting bandwagoners.
I want them to win, so maybe I'm more of a fan and not a betting fan.
You started out as a betting fan, and you're saying you've transitioned into a fan of Detroit Lions and MCDC.
Yes.
All right. I think that's a fair statement.
So you want them to win against Seattle?
Jim, why do you do this stuff to me? Just let me live my life. God, he's trying to make me choose.
Yeah.
between the two teams that aren't really my teams, but that I want to win. I
You
want
know
the
what you
Steelers.
can do in this situation, Alex?
What?
Over under, buddy.
That's true. I'm gonna root for the over because points are fun.
Root for points. There you go. It's always the out. That wraps up the NFL, bringing us into the college football games for the week. Not all the games, but the games that we want to talk about. Starting with Friday Night Football as Virginia Tech travels to Miami, Florida, take
Florida.
on the Hurricanes. Miami favored by 19.5, over under 55.5.
Everything in me, I mean, my slate is huge. Everything in me says hammer Miami 19.5. Like everything.
I'm going to do it, boys.
Really?
Yep.
I don't
I
know if my like that line. Ugh, my slate is so big, Muff.
That's my problem. But that is, I mean, if I was gonna do it, that's what I would be doing.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that one in. Why not? We're gonna make this happen. Another Friday Night Football action. We have Big Ten matchup. Big Ten on Friday night. Washington at Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights favored by 2.5. 44.5 is the line.
I don't know which team shows up for either side.
Washington bins poop. Rutgers is. I don't know
Greg
if they do.
Schiano's high sometimes. His play calling sometimes is just like, what? Why? You're winning. Why? No.
What are you
I
doing?
understand that you're
What?
insane.
What are you doing?
He is like MCDC's special brother.
We talked about Starbucks earlier. MCDC says that he drinks like 3 or 4 venti cold brews every morning, Alex. Think about what that would do to your life.
Mess me up. Mess me
A
up. I
heart would
mean, one of them, you
explode.
saw how much one of them pepped me up.
Yeah. Think about like more than 2. That's how he
Well,
starts his day. Probably after he runs. Well, he probably
Oh
doesn't run
yeah.
much. He probably doesn't run much anymore after he gets this in
No,
like
I bet
super
he
intense
does.
workout. I just don't know if your knees can hold up. He's a big dude.
That's true. I bet he's like he cranks out a good set of, 225 for reps. And then it's like, I am on fire.
Does some like low impact box jumps or something,
Yeah.
and then does 100 push-ups,
Yeah.
does some type of ab exercise, and is just sweating profusely. And he's like, "All right, it's time for my coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee 1. Coffee 2 is after he takes a shower.
Yep.
He has shower coffees. That's what he does.
Oh, for sure.
He's a
the
shower
shower
coffee guy.
beers.
He's got shower coffees. That's it.
Oh.
MCDC needs to get one of those like Old Spice deals now with Starbucks, some type of collab. You've heard of shower beers? How about shower
Shower
coffee?
coffee.
That does not sound good. Like I feel like the thing about a shower beer is like the cold mixed with the hot, but I don't think I would like a hot beverage in the shower. I would feel like I was drinking bath water.
What if it was an iced coffee or a cold brew,
Yeah,
Alex?
cold brew.
That's true. I wasn't thinking about it being a cold brew. I was drinking coffee.
He drinks cold brews.
I still don't think it has the same effect as like a beer.
That's fair.
That's just probably the. Usually, I'm already slightly drunk when I'm having a shower beer.
It's like uppers versus downers, like the age-old debate. Which
I'm
one do
staying
you
away
want?
from this game.
Which one do you want? Me too. Saturday starts with a Big 12 matchup. Oklahoma State at Kansas State. Kansas State favored by 4.5.
This
Over
is
under
surprising to
54.5.
me.
Really?
Yes,
I don't think either team's had a great showing, but Kansas State has had a better
Oklahoma
season.
State lost by 2 to Utah. Kansas State got pounded by BYU.
Utah with Zach Wilson's brother.
They lost by 2 though. They didn't get blown out.
Zach Wilson's brother.
Okay. Either way, this is surprising to me. BYU.
I think performance-wise, Kansas State, it looks like the better team.
Didn't we just talk about this last time though? We were talking about how I was saying Kansas State looks like a good team, and you're like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I didn't mean I agree with you.
You just said you agreed with me.
I said I understand your tier system.
No, I'm saying, but I'm not even talking about tier system. I'm saying whenever you're like, I don't understand when you say that a team looks like a good team.
Unless they prove that they're a good team.
And I'm agreeing that Kansas State looks like a better team than Oklahoma State.
I don't know that I agree with that, but that's okay. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and add Oklahoma State plus 4.5 to my card.
I hope you're right because I'm a fan of Gundy.
I'm gonna stay away. All the way away. Minnesota at Michigan. Michigan favored by 9.5, over under 36.5. They're expecting just an absolute slugfest. Like
I think that's ridiculous, but okay.
24-14, that range of a score.
Yeah, I think Michigan's gonna run away with it.
Yeah, I've considered this, but who knows? This could just be a down week. I'm gonna stay away from this one.
This is the one I want to hear Alex on.
Michigan.
Brigham Young University traveling to the Baylor Bears, Second Bears. Baylor favored by 3.5, over under 45.5.
Based on what I've watched both of these teams play, I think BYU is a stronger team.
And getting
And
the points.
what?
And getting points.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with these last. Honestly, both these Big 12 games from here, I would have picked the line going the opposite way. So I'm gonna ride with what I thought, and I'm gonna go with BYU plus 3.5. I think they cover. I think they win.
I'm taking BYU.
I don't know why.
I don't understand why they're getting points. I was hoping someone would come on this podcast and be like, "This is
Oh, we
why,"
know this. Yeah.
but you guys have brought me nothing, so I'm sticking with my original thought.
Let me do a quick recon on this to see if there's any information about where the public money is, or where the most bets are, and
Crazy to me.
if there's a sharp out there that's putting a big money bet on Baylor, and that's part of what's keeping
It opened
this.
that way. It opened at 2 or 2.5.
All right. So, what are you doing, digging?
It's gonna take me 1 second here, Alex. I'm there.
Okay.
Is there any information about line movement? No,
Podcast.
does not appear. It opened as a pick'em.
On FanDuel?
I'm just looking at line movement through the action app.
Oh, because on FanDuel, like when we looked Monday, it was 2.5.
Yeah, and that was FanDuel. It kind of aggregates
Yeah.
the information in the lines, and it looked like it was a minus 100 plus 100.
Because that was nuts.
Yeah. So I don't know. There may be something there. I'm gonna stay away. Something seems fishy. Kentucky at Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by 17.5, over under 52.5.
Ole Miss. Hammer.
You think Hammer?
May be along for the ride with you here on this one, Jim. This is a maybe. This is a maybe.
I like it. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't think it'll be on my slate, but
I don't know why Georgia had such a difficult time with Kentucky. Kentucky was
I
done.
think it was a fluke.
Yeah, this doesn't add up, so I'm gonna lean Old Miss. We'll see if I actually end up going with it. Next we have the Hilltoppers
Hilltoppers.
of Western Kentucky traveling to the Northeast to take on Boston College, where Boston College is favored by 12.5, over under 54.5.
Everything in me wants to ride with Boston College. That spread seemed high, though.
they've been covering.
Shut up,
It's
Alex.
the spread, though.
Aside from last week.
Yeah, and it's the spread. Like
I think it's an overreaction.
they look good that they are getting a little bit of love.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
I think. I'm staying away.
I trust whatever Jim says about Boston College because I don't pay attention anyway.
I mean,
Louisville.
they didn't look great against Michigan State. Like,
Yeah.
they look sloppy. And Western Kentucky is not like a slouch. They are a decent football team for what they are. So I'm staying away.
Louisville at Notre Dame. Notre Dame favored by 6.5, over under 45.5 in a ranked matchup. I don't know.
I'm staying away from this.
I have no idea.
Louisville won big last week.
And Notre Dame has the tendency to show up and look like dog poop.
Yeah. Help me, somebody. Give me something.
I know nothing. If I knew anything about Louisville, I would talk to you about Louisville, but I know nothing about Louisville.
That's it. They're kind of under the radar. I think they're still undefeated.
Yes.
They beat Georgia Tech 31-19.
But what do we know about Georgia Tech? at
Beat
this
Florida
point?
State.
Nothing.
Right. Exactly. Which means we know nothing
Oh,
about them.
and so has everybody else.
Yeah, right.
And then Louisville's beat Austin P 62-0. Jackson State 49-14. And then Georgia Tech 31-19. So they score a ton of points.
Against
Bullshit teams.
right. Next,
Ugh.
Wisconsin at USC. USC favored by 15.5, over under 50.5.
Steer me away from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's playing a backup quarterback because their starter's out for the season.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't. No.
I mean, I would lean towards USC, but just not enough. Not enough to make me feel good about it. I think Miller Moss is going to have a bounce back game. Yeah, I'm just not that confident in it. Western Michigan at Marshall. Marshall favored by 3.5, over under 54.5.
Like Marshall here.
Of course.
I get burned when I bet on Marshall, though. That's
I also am looking at the over. I know. Thinking about it. It's a leaner.
Any other thoughts, Alex?
not really. No, I just get burned on Marshall too much to really invest it really in them.
To want to get into that one.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Oklahoma at Auburn. Oklahoma favored by 2.5, over under 45.5. Pump Oklahoma into my veins for this one.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Auburn's a poop team.
But I mean, there were some injuries, Muff. That's why I'm hesitant.
Totally okay with it. Auburn is that bad in my
That
opinion.
bad, he says.
They looked rough.
That Oklahoma, who stayed within 10-ish points of a juggernaut of a Tennessee team, even though Oklahoma looked like
Calls them a
poo.
juggernaut. Oh boy.
Like, I think that means that Oklahoma can handle the bottom of the SEC.
All right.
Arkansas at Texas A&M. A&M favored by 4.5, over under 51.5.
I think this will be a fun game to watch. Don't feel confident enough either way. Honestly, probably go Arkansas in this
Yeah.
game, just because they haven't steered me wrong yet.
Yep. Same thought process.
A&M's
But-
down.
I'm gonna stay away.
At A&M, I don't know if that means anything in this matchup. I mean, it means something in college football, I know, but I just don't know if
Yeah.
it means more in this matchup than others. Do not know. Mississippi State at Texas. Texas favored by 38.5, over under 62.5. If I had to take a team that was a huge favorite and have them cover, this is the game. Mississippi State is the bottom of the barrel in the
Yeah,
SEC.
they are dog poop.
But this could be a game where Texas knows that coming in, and I'm not saying that they're ever challenged, but they're like, we don't need to play all of our good guys past the second quarter.
Manning is not, lights out.
I think I'm gonna go with the over in this game.
What's the over?
Because of what you said, I think in the first half, Texas comes up, drops like 50 on them, takes all their starters out, and then maybe lets Mississippi State get a touchdown or two in the garbage time kind of, Mississippi State starters playing against Texas's third string.
Mm-hmm. That's 100% possible.
That's kind of my thought on this, and I think I'm going to go with it.
So let me steer you away from it.
I'm going to take that Arkansas game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have Old Dominion at Bowling Green. Bowling Green favored by 8.5, over under 51.5. I'm pulling the trigger on it. Give me Bowling Green to cover.
Why does that
I
sound
was
so
tempted.
good?
Bowling Green has been competitive with two Power 5 teams in the last 3 weeks. What's to make me think that they cannot just handle Old Dominion by 2+ touchdowns.
Me too. My slate is huge.
It's not going to fit on the graphic. Oh my god. Alex, thoughts?
No, no, not really. I was with you for a while. I'm trying to keep. It's really tempting. They were on
Go
my
big.
short list,
Join
but
me.
I just hate having a huge, huge, huge slate.
Join me.
I don't know if I can.
All right.
You're really. This is the closest Jim's been to tempting me into something, though.
We'll give you some time to think about it. The marquee matchup, the game day game, Georgia at Alabama. Georgia favored by 2.5, over under 48.5. Just let
Staying
me.
away.
I just want to watch it. That's
Yep.
all. Just want to watch it.
Yep.
Just want to watch it.
And I
Yeah.
can't. Because if I want to watch Ohio State, I have to be on the fucking Peacock app. And I can't multi-screen when you're on a Peacock app.
A cock?
Fucking stupid.
Ohio State at Michigan State. Ohio State favored by 23.5, over under 48.5. I mean, hopefully this game's out of control by the end of the second quarter and you can watch the second half of
Yeah.
Georgia Bama game, Jim.
I don't think Ohio State covers. I'm real worried about it.
We're worried
The
about them not
mobile-
covering, or more worried
Yeah,
about
not
the outcome
covering.
of the game?
Oh, not covering.
Okay.
I think that mobile quarterback that Michigan State has may do what Marshall did. I want to see how they respond.
Illinois at Penn State. The Illini come to Happy Valley where Penn State is favored by 17.5, over under 47.5.
Muff.
Yeah, do it.
Ranked
Do it.
matchup.
Do it.
Ranked matchup. Escape.
Say it first.
Win.
Illinois.
Just win, baby.
Illinois plus
I-
17.5. I do think Penn State wins. I don't think Penn State covers.
Me
That's
too.
not a slight at you. That's not a jab at you. That's just me putting my money
You
where I
said they're
believe.
going to
Yep.
win. I don't care about the rest of this right now.
I know.
Just win,
Penn
baby.
State is not a covering machine.
Only against WVU.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
I deserved that. I deserved that.
I mean, you toss the softballs up, Alex. I'll hit them out of the park, buddy.
I think Illinois has clock control, and that's why I don't think they cover.
That's fair. So bet Brett Bielema wears in this game. See how long the
God, you just beat on that poor
slits
guy.
are. I'm not the only one. If this was just me, then I would feel more badly about it, but I'm not the only one. Penn State wins. Penn State wins by 10 to 14 points.
Ooh, even Muff says.
Give me a win. Give me a ranked win. Get out the door. Arizona at Utah. Utah favored by 11.5, over under 47.5.
If my slate wasn't huge, do we know if Cam Rising is playing?
No, he's probably getting redshirted another year. Which
Shut the. Is he
I
really?
know, no, I thought it was a joke. This is not the time to talk about it, but on next week's regular show, we are gonna have to talk about the UNLV quarterback who
Yeah. Yep.
is redshirting because he was not given what he was promised by an assistant coach in
Yep.
terms of money. So more to come on that in Monday's episode or Tuesday, depending on when we record. But now I have no idea what's going on with Cam Rising.
Fair enough.
Oregon at UCLA. Oregon favored by 25.5, over under 55.5 in the late game on Saturday night. This is the traditional pack situation.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Oregon, Jim? We're getting close.
I didn't see last week's game. I don't know. I have nothing right now. And honestly, like, which is really weird, that's been like the status in Columbus.
Nobody wants to talk about it, or nobody's paying
Nobody's
attention?
talking about it or paying attention.
Because they're still in the pack in everybody's minds until they play them. They're not in the conference yet until we start playing West Coast teams, or
I also think like there's some reserve in that, like, there's a playoff, we lose, we're still in, beat Michigan kind of thing, you know?
Still banking on that game at the end of the year, huh?
I honestly, I think that is kind of the vibe, which is, I guess I don't know. I don't know.
We shall see. That brings us to the end of the college football world. Brings us into our best bets. We'll go in the same order that we talked about our picks from last week. So we'll just go straight down the line. I will go first. In college football, I'm going to take Miami, Florida to cover 19.5 against Virginia Tech in Friday Night Football. I am going to.
Oh wow, Muff. Wow.
I'm thinking.
You were riding and then you didn't.
I'm gonna keep it in there. I'm gonna take Ole Miss to cover 17.5 against Kentucky.
My
I'm gonna
man.
take Oklahoma minus 2.5 traveling to Auburn. I'm gonna take Bowling Green to cover 8.5, hosting Old Dominion. Take the Texans to cover 6.5, hosting the Jags, and the Bills Ravens over 46.5.
All right. All right. I went. I don't even know if this is a shotgun blast. I just went huge. I'm
This
taking.
is nuclear.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
no,
like,
we're still at 10. So
am
I
I?
think
I didn't go over.
you're still within the allotted allowance.
I took Miami minus 19.5 against Virginia Tech. I took BYU plus 3.5 against Baylor. I took Ole Miss minus 17.5 at versus Kentucky. Took Arkansas plus 4.5 at Texas A&M. Bowling Green minus 8.5 against Old Dominion. Illinois plus 17.5 against Penn State. Marshall minus 3.5 against Western Michigan. Oklahoma minus 2.5 at Auburn. We do the NFL, right? So I'm taking the over in the Colts Steelers game at 39.5, and the Texans minus 6.5 against the Jags.
Jim said we do the NFL, right? No, just for 2 of your 10 bets.
2 of my 10 bets. Those are my obligatory.
But I need one.
Yeah, well, the over
One,
sounded
two.
good.
Okay. Alex?
All right, I am going to go with Oklahoma State plus 4.5 at Kansas State. This is kind of my week of the underdogs. Holy smokes. So Oklahoma State plus 4.5 at Kansas State, BYU plus 3.5 at Baylor, Mississippi State, Texas over 62.5, Illinois plus 17.5 at Penn State. And then in the NFL, I'll go with the Texans minus 6.5 versus the Jags and the Bills plus 2.5 at the Ravens.
Those are our best bets. Now it's time to figure out these specialty picks, starting with the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
How about pow, pow?
Texans.
I like it.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Let it ride.
Texans to cover 6.5, hosting the Jaguars. Next for the Midwest Mobster risky pick of the week.
Get out of here.
Thank you. I was trying to think, like, I froze. I couldn't think of what we say.
What do we
I
do?
always get it wrong. I always think it's get over here, but that's Mortal Kombat. Alex, you probably have the best slate to consider.
I put forth earlier the Bills over the Ravens. We kind of all liked a little bit BYU over Baylor.
Oh,
I would say BYU over Baylor, Bills over Ravens, my two suggestions.
Muff, I'll let you call that.
You have anything to add to that, or are you just in
Arkansas.
agreement with that, Jim?
I agree with either one of those.
Arkansas is on his list.
We're calling on the light.
The
Ooh, Arkansas is good too.
light. Oh, we have a
Yeah,
It
light.
only
no,
has two options.
I like the originals.
We have BYU as the light.
BYU is the light because they
Yes.
follow the light.
Yes.
They are the light, and they shake them beds when the lights is off. We are against the light.
Oh,
We are
Jesus.
the Bills.
The Lord will smite us.
Oh,
No.
John Allen, bring us victory.
Bills money line traveling to Baltimore. Take on the Ravens. And then they sell the nutting team, Bob.
Sell it.
Parlay. would we say we're going worst to first? So by overall record now, that goes Alex, Jim, me.
Ooh. I will put forth the we go Bills plus 2.5 at the Ravens.
Hmm.
Mix and match. We'll mix and match. James. You
Oklahoma minus
you
2.5.
have a lot to consider there.
Well, I wanted the Illinois game, but I don't want to like make you do that. So yeah, that.
And I am gonna go with Bowling Green over 8.5.
I like that.
Hosting Old Dominion.
I feel good about that one. Feeling good.
Feeling good.
All right, we did it. While we're on the topic of parlays, real quick,
We did it.
I was on a heater this past weekend. I placed 3 separate parlays in NFL games and won all 3 of them without losing one. And they were plus 700, plus 800, and plus 900 odds.
Damn, I knew you hit the one for sure.
So I'm on a parlay, same game parlay kick in the NFL. So we're gonna test my mettle Thursday night football. See if I can continue my run.
You should send those to your boy.
Well, you just hit 3 in a row. The likelihood I had 4 in a row is not likely, but I mean I'll send them to you. I usually do them like right before the game starts. That's part of the problem, is I can't really send them to people because I do it right
'Cause
before the game starts.
I'm getting crushed on my parlays.
Well,
Crushed. I'm also an idiot though. I'm like, you know what? I want to pick 10 of these college games to hit. I hit like 9 of the legs, and then some stupid game won't cover like Boston College.
how the
I'm not
game
mad.
works. It's how the game
I'm
works.
not mad. You're mad. I'm not mad.
You don't even seem mad, so
I'm good.
All right, that wraps up this week's episode of Sports Stuff Betting Stuff. Remember, you can follow us at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, rate, review, poke, like, and
Get the bell on.
tickle. Ding
tickle.
ding.
All the
Tickle ding
mixtures.
ding. Don't tickle anyone's ding ding.
Feel
And
like
that's
Alex has just set somebody up for failure with his advice.
anyone's ding ding unless they want it, and then it's okay. But ask first.
If you follow all of the bets from this week, which total 20 plus in the columns, and you come out on top with a big old fat bank account, you're going to be cashing out on Monday with a
Payday.
Hey.